Needs a shoulder to cry on.
Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome if you are new. I'm Cheryl, this is Table Full of Joy. And today is Saturday, the day before Easter, and we are doing some Easter prep for some recipes that we're gonna be taking to my in-laws' house tomorrow for our Easter celebration with them. But we need to get going on it. I'm already tired. Friends, I have been up to my eyeballs in Peeps. I don't even like Peeps. I'm not a fan of Peeps at all, but my sweet friend from church, who's our children's director, asked me to make some cupcakes for the kids for an Easter treat tomorrow after church. So friends, this is what I've been doing all morning. I didn't post a video of these. It's super simple. I just used a cake mix. I just used store-bought frosting and made the cupcakes according to the package directions. I frosted them, tinted some coconut green, and then used the frosting to stick the little bunnies on there. And these are Sour Patch carrots that I found at the store. I thought those would be super cute to go with the bunnies. So I made several trays of these. They are ready for church tomorrow. I need to get started on our Easter stuff now because I have several recipes to get done. Thought I would bring you guys along with me as I make some fun recipes. So let's get this stuff going. So friends, we are making a carrot bread. I made this a couple weeks ago. I didn't do a video on it because I was doing the bread for a meal that I had given away in an auction for our youth group back in February. And there was two couples that won the auction. I went to their home and cooked for them. One couple joined everybody at the other couple's house, and I went and cooked for them and I made this bread. And so that day I was just rushing. I was just trying to get things done because I had to get things prepped and get to their house to get dinner made on time. So today I'm gonna bring you along to make this bread. It is fantastic, friends. It is so good, so good. I made enough for us to share with friends that came for lunch the next day at our house after church, and both of them were raving about this bread. So I will leave a link in the description box for the video where I found this bread recipe. Fallon over at Moss TV made this. Her and Titus, her husband, were raving about it. I saw it and I said, you know what? Scratch what I was gonna make. I'm making this bread because I have to try this stuff to see what it tastes like. So let's get this stuff made. Let's get it done so that we can get this rising because I'm making some Sheetpan au gratin potatoes. I'm putting together a broccoli salad. You guys have already seen me do this broccoli salad, but I'm gonna do it again because I was asked to bring it to Easter dinner tomorrow. And I'm doing a basic fruit salad with a honey orange vanilla syrup that goes on it. And so let's just get everything done because we have a lot of prep to get done. Hubby's out working today, and so when he gets home, I need to have dinner ready for him, but I need to get this stuff done first. So let's get over there and get our bread started. All right, friends, so I've got some warm milk here. It's about 110 degrees. We're gonna put this in our mixer. I have the wrong attachment on here, I just noticed. I need my dough hook, not that. We're gonna put in 1 packet of active dry yeast. We're gonna put in 1 tablespoon of honey. These are the 3 ingredients that you need to have in here. The honey is gonna feed your yeast. If you're not used to using yeast, making yeast breads or anything like that, yeast is what you use to activate your yeast. It feeds it so that it will make your bread rise nice and fluffy. So this needs to sit over here for a couple of minutes. Let that yeast start to activate, let it start to bubble up. So while it's doing that, let's get the rest of our ingredients mixed up. So I've got 2 3/4 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. I've got 1.5 cups of fresh grated carrot. Now I'll tell you something about this recipe, friends. I would not use the pre-grated carrots from the grocery store. They are kind of dry, and I don't think they're gonna work. So we're gonna put in 2 teaspoons of basil. It says you can use fresh. This is a freeze-dried basil that I keep on hand. We need 2 teaspoons of salt. Using my Bread Buns real salt. That is my favorite salt. And I like that this recipe keeps the salt out of the yeast because if you're not familiar with that, it will kill your yeast. So we're gonna put in about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're gonna put in, it says 1/8 teaspoon of chili powder. So we're not gonna go super heavy. I don't think anybody in my family is gonna want a lot of chili powder. So I think that's gonna be plenty. And I'm just gonna take my ring off. I'm just gonna get in and use my fingers to blend all this up together. And then this is gonna go in our mixer over there in just a second with 2 tablespoons of softened butter. And this is just gonna beat on our mixer. We're gonna let this go for about 5 minutes so that it has a chance for it to really come together and get everything all nice and well mixed together. And then we're gonna let this rise, and it needs to rise, I think it said for like an hour. And then after we let it rise, we'll get it out, we'll shape it, and we'll bake it. And it's super, super easy. If you've never really played with yeast breads, this is a fun recipe to try, just to give yourself a little something. There's a big piece of carrot. I'm gonna take that out. Just to give yourself a little bit of confidence in doing a really fun, easy bread. All right, so this is mixed up. Let's go check our yeast. All right, friends, so you can see our yeast is nice and bubbly, nice and foamy. We're gonna go ahead and add in our flour with our carrots and all of our seasonings right in here. Just like that. Lock it down, and we're gonna get it started combining. And this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. It's pretty close. And so this is what I'm gonna put in. I just wanna get that flour started. And I'm just gonna get this butter in here. All right, friends, we're gonna let this just beat for like 5 minutes until this has pulled away from the sides. It's got a nice soft dough, and then we're gonna get it into a bowl to let it rise. All right, friends, here is our dough. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. We're gonna let this rise now. It needs to rise for about an hour before we can put it in the oven and bake it. So let's get it in a bowl. We're gonna put a little bit of oil in the bottom of this bowl so it doesn't stick. We're gonna put our dough in, flip it over so we've got oil on both sides. Stick it over on the stove. I have my oven on because I'm doing some other things. So it's a good place to put it so that it's nice and warm, get a good chance to rise. So let's get it done. So I'm just using the same bowl that I had my flour and stuff in. It should be fine. I'm just using an avocado oil because that's a good neutral type oil. Not a lot of heavy flavor. I'm gonna get this all scooped out into this bowl. This really is a beautiful dough, friends. I mean, it's just beautiful. So we've got a little bit of oil on the bottom. So I'm just gonna use my hand, reach under and pull our dough this way. And I'm just gonna kind of loosely shape it in this bowl. And we're gonna cover this, like I said, we're gonna let this go for about an hour, let it rise, and then we're gonna bake it. All right, friends, we're gonna start on our broccoli salad now. I need to cook some bacon. I'm gonna do this in the oven. That's my favorite way of cooking bacon so that I don't have to mess on my stove. So let's get this on a sheet pan and let's get it in the oven. I'm actually gonna cook the entire pound because I am making a special sandwich for my husband tonight that he's been requesting. And so I need bacon for that. So we're just gonna go ahead and cook up the entire pound. When I make the salad, I am going to not put the bacon in it right away because I have some family members that are vegetarian, and so they will not be eating the bacon. So I need to respect that and not put it in the entire batch. So we're gonna make our salad. We're gonna take out part of it tomorrow, and we will have that without bacon, and the rest of it I'll put the bacon in it later. But I just want to make sure that I have all of my bacon cooked so that it's ready for the sandwiches tonight for my husband for a special dinner that he's been asking me to make. I want to see if I can get all of this on one pan because I don't really want to have to get out another pan, if you know what I mean. I would rather get this all in one if I can. So we're just gonna kind of scrunch it up a little bit. It'll be fine. It's not a huge ordeal. Do you guys cook your bacon flat, or do you guys kind of scrunch it up and give it a little bit of a curl to it? I had never done that, but I saw somebody else doing that, and I was like, why have I never done that with my bacon? So that's what we're gonna do, friends. We are gonna just kind of scrunch it up a little bit, make it have a little bit of a curl to it. I'm gonna try to put this last one right here. All right, this is gonna go into a preheated oven. We're gonna get started on our dressing for our salad. So when I make this broccoli salad, I do mine a little bit differently. Expensive. So I try to, all right, so I think that's about a cup of mayonnaise, pretty close. We're gonna put in a little bit of garlic powder. And I make my dressing for my broccoli salad the way I make my dressing for my coleslaw. A little bit of onion powder. We're gonna put in a little bit of sugar because we do want that little bit of sweetness in there. I'm gonna put in, this is not traditional, but I'm gonna put in a little bit of my 3 onion. This is my favorite Pampered Chef ingredient. So I'm gonna put a little of that in here. And I'm gonna use apple cider vinegar. The other recipes I've seen, they use white vinegar. I'm gonna use apple cider just because I like the health benefits of apple cider vinegar better. But I like the flavor of apple cider vinegar myself. So we're just gonna give this a good stir. And then we're gonna taste it for, probably needs a little bit of salt. Let's put in just a couple of pinches of our Redmond's real salt. Let's grab a spoon. I think it needs just a little bit more sugar. And then it needs a little more vinegar. Because I want that bite. I love that vinegar bite. That's what I love about coleslaw, is it has that really great vinegar bite to it. All right, so there's our dressing. We have got a bag of broccoli, and I like to cut these up into pretty small pieces because nobody wants to eat a humongous piece of broccoli. So I like to trim the ends off, and then I just start breaking up my broccoli into some small pieces, little florets. If the stems aren't too terribly long, I'll leave them on, but
everyone needs a shoulder to cry on. Everyone needs a helping hand. Everyone needs someone to rely on. Yes, everyone needs a friend. So let's come together, celebrate each other, stand united as one. We'll lift our hands up and pray, lay all our love before Him with all of our faith. He is the change within us, there is a light. Let Him.
I'm gonna move this back a little bit. I've got a block of cheddar cheese. And I want the big end of my box grater.
Need someone who cares. If we come together as one, help each other get stronger. We are bound.
Okay, I think that Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. I don't think we need to go any heavier than that. We'll save the rest of this for our potatoes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put our cheese in. We're gonna put in some dried cranberries. You can use golden raisins, you can use regular raisins. It's whatever you want. I tend to like the cranberries myself. That's just my favorite part of it. And the other thing that goes in this salad is sunflower seeds, besides our bacon. The one thing that I do to this a little bit different, we're gonna put in a decent amount. These are really good protein. So the one thing that I put in this salad that is not in the original recipe is I love pumpkin seeds, friends. These are so good for you. So anywhere I can find to stick some pumpkin seeds, I'm going to. So we're gonna put in some pumpkin seeds in here. And that, friends, is all that goes in this broccoli salad, with the exception of our bacon. So we have to wait for the bacon to get done. I'm gonna get this all stirred up with the dressing while our bacon is cooking. And then I will take some of this out and put it in another bowl. And then that way, when the bacon is done and it's chopped up, I can add it to the main bowl of broccoli salad. I probably should have got a bigger bowl, but I have been doing so much cooking today that my big bowl is in the sink, dirty, and I did not feel like washing it before I got started on this. This is what I'm actually taking the salad to my in-laws tomorrow after church anyway, so. And this salad is not supposed to be a really wet salad, friends. It's not supposed to be drenched in salad dressing. It's supposed to just have a really light dressing on it. It can sit overnight in this dressing and it's going to be totally fine. It's just going to absorb, that broccoli is going to absorb the flavor of the dressing. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. But friends, I love this. I love this broccoli salad. This is one of my favorites. I love this in the summertime. And it's even better when you get the bacon put in, if you eat bacon. If you don't eat bacon, then leave it out. It's totally fine. You can have it just as it is like this without the bacon. But all right, friends, our bacon is all ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is, I just realized that I forgot to put onion in this salad. Not that it would bother me, because you know me, I don't like onion. But I am gonna put onion in it for everybody else that likes it. I'm okay with that. The way I put the onion in this salad, I can pick it out when I eat it, so it's not a big deal. But so we're gonna get the onion put in this. We're gonna get part of it taken out and then put into a small bowl for the people that don't want the onion or don't want the bacon. And then we're gonna put bacon in the rest of this, and the salad is done. And then we're gonna move on to our au gratin potatoes. We are gonna do an au gratin potato on a sheet pan. This is gonna be super interesting. I've never done anything like this before, so we're gonna see how this turns out, but I hope they're gonna be amazing. But first, let's get the salad finished. So I've got a red onion, and I'm just gonna slice. I'm doing these in not like super thick chunks, but I'm doing them in big enough chunks that when I cut this, that I'm gonna be able to pick this out of my salad. Because as I said, I do not want onion in my salad, but everybody else likes it. So I've got my onion here, and I'm just gonna do this in quarters, just like that. I'm gonna leave this in some big slices like this, just so I can pick it out. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put a little bit of this onion in this bowl for the salad people that are gonna have it without bacon. And then I'm just gonna scoop the salad into this bowl. This will give me a little more room too to stir. Okay, I think that's probably plenty of salad. There's only a couple of people that don't like the bacon, so I think that's gonna be good right there. So that'll be our no bacon salad. Okay, so I'm only doing about 5 pieces. of bacon for this amount of salad over here. So I'm gonna get this on the paper towel real quick and just kind of get it patted, get the grease off of it, because I don't want that grease in my salad. So let's just take our paper towel and just blot it real quick. I love the smell of bacon, friends. I am a huge bacon lover. So, all right. And I'm gonna cut this in fairly decent sized pieces. I don't want it minced up. I want this to be nice big pieces of bacon in this salad. So I'm gonna cut it this direction. Piece for me. I love bacon. Right. All right, let's give this one more stir. Because I want you to be able to see the bacon in this. All right, friends, we have our salad done. We probably should check our bread. I want to make sure I get a little bit of everything, the cheese and the cranberries and the bacon and all of our seeds and nuts that we put in here. There we go. That is a good bite right there. So good, friends. All right, let's look at our bread. All right, as you can see, it's beautiful. Perfect. All right, so I got a sheet pan here with some parchment paper on it. We're gonna get this bread out of this bowl. And I want to get this bread formed a little bit because I want to have a nice, beautiful top on it. And it's sticking to my parchment a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so we're just going to take our hands and we're going to just kind of move it around a little bit, get it kind of shaped into a ball. Just like that. All right, friends, this is gonna go into a 375-degree oven. We're gonna watch it. It's gonna bake for about, I'm gonna say probably 20 minutes or so. And then we'll pull it out and let you guys see what this looks like. But look at all those carrots in there. Is that not beautiful? All right, friends, this bread just came out of the oven. And I'm telling you, my house smells incredible. We are going to rub this down with a little bit of butter just to get that top nice and soft. We're gonna let this completely cool. We're gonna wrap it up, put it in a Ziploc bag. It's gonna be ready to go to my in-laws tomorrow. Here is our delicious bread. I am just gonna open this stick of butter because I'm gonna end up using the rest of this butter in a little bit for something else. So we're just gonna open it. And we're just gonna rub this on this bread. Make sure you get down around the sides, all over this bread. But there it is, friends. Our carrot bread. I cannot wait to eat this tomorrow. I cannot wait for my family to try this. They have heard about it. They've heard me rave about it, but they have not tried it, but they will tomorrow. So friends, we're gonna move on and get our potatoes done. All right, friends, we got our broccoli salad done. We got our delicious bread done. That's ready to go. The only thing we have left to do is our potatoes. We are going to try something new. I've never done these before. I did last year, I'll leave a link in the description box for this one, but I did an Easter collab last year. I did not get around to doing Easter collabs this year because I was still recovering from being sick for like 2 months now, and I just did not get a chance to get into a collab. But I did do a really fun collab last year, and I'll leave a link in the description box for this one. I did a Sheetpan Easter dinner. So it was an Easter dinner that could be served for 2 to 4 people. Super simple, super easy. But today we are going to do au gratin potatoes on a Sheetpan. How about that? That is something I'm super excited about doing this because I've always done them in a casserole dish where they're thick and they take forever to bake. And you know, tomorrow we are going to be rushing. I have to be at church at 7:45 tomorrow morning so that I can help set up for the Easter egg hunt after both services tomorrow. I'm serving in the nursery first service. We're going to family after church. We just have a lot going on, and I do not have time to have these potatoes bake for an hour. I just don't have that kind of time tomorrow. So we're going to do a Sheetpan au gratin potato. I'm excited about these cheeses that we're using. The recipe that I'm going to use for this au gratin potatoes, I'll leave it in the description box for you guys so you guys can check it out if you want to. It just uses Gruyere cheese. How do you pronounce it? I can't even pronounce it. Gruyere cheese, I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't quote me on that. But I'm not using that cheese. I am using 3 cheeses, and I'm excited about these cheeses. So we are using a Fontina. We're using a double cream Gouda, and we are using a flagship cheddar. So these are the 3 cheeses I grabbed at Trader Joe's when I was there on Friday. I went to shopping and grabbed a few things that I needed. I love shopping for cheese at Trader Joe's and Costco. Those are my 2 favorite places to get cheese. So we got these. We're gonna get these grated up in my food processor. I'm gonna mix them up together. If I don't use it all, fine. I'll just put it in a bag with, just have a mixed cheese label on it, and I can use it for whatever later on this week or something. But I'm gonna get this grated up real quick, and then we're gonna come back, we're gonna slice our potatoes. We need to make our cream sauce on the stove. It's gonna be heavy cream, garlic, some Dijon mustard, some onion powder, some other things. We're gonna do that, get that ready to go. And then it's basically about just layering everything in this pan. We're gonna layer some potatoes, we're gonna layer some cheese, some more potatoes, some more cheese, the sauce, and then it's gonna go in the oven. And what I'm gonna do for this, and I'm hoping this works, I'm gonna put these out in the oven tonight, and I'm gonna bake them for about 25 minutes. Maybe not quite that long because this is a single layer, but I'm gonna check them. When they are just shy of being done, I'm gonna pull them out, and I'm gonna let them cool, put them in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow when I get home from church, I'm gonna put them in the oven and let them finish cooking while I'm getting everything else ready to go. I've got a ham that I'm gonna put in my Ninja cooker in the morning before I go to church. So I'm gonna have to get my ham ready to go. So I have a few things I need to get ready. So those potatoes can be finishing for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before we leave, and they'll be perfect. So friends, let's get this cheese grated up. Let's get our sauce made. Let's get our potatoes sliced. Let's get this done because I need to go sit down. I'm tired. I'm exhausted already. So let's get this done. All right, friends, so we've got our 2 cups of heavy cream in our pot. We're gonna put in a little bit of Dijon mustard. Let me get that should be good. And this recipe does not call for it, but I'm gonna put a little bit of cream cheese in this because I like what cream cheese does for scalloped potatoes or au gratin potatoes. So that was about a half a teaspoon of salt. Might need to add a little bit more, but not sure yet. We're gonna add in a little bit of garlic powder. It calls for fresh garlic, but you know, friends, I went to the grocery store this morning and I completely spaced getting it. And instead of adding onion powder, which is what it calls, I'm gonna add some of this 3 onion because I think it has amazing flavor. It's gonna give a lot of flavor. And it calls for thyme. I don't typically have thyme in my house, so I'm just gonna use some Italian seasoning because that's what I've got right now. And I don't use thyme very often, so it's not something that I typically will keep on hand. So let's get some cream cheese in here, and we're gonna just let this really heat slow because I want this cream cheese to not be lumpy. I forgot to take it out of the refrigerator, so I need to make sure that this has an opportunity for it to really melt and come together before I take it off the heat. So we're not gonna go really high heat with this, really low. And I think I'm gonna put about 4 ounces roughly of this cream cheese in here. And like I said, we're just gonna let that really slowly melt into that cream because we've got potatoes that we need to slice. That's gonna take a few minutes. So let's just let this come to temperature real slow and we'll get our potatoes done. All right, friends, we got our big bowl of cheese here. All 3 of those cheeses are grated up. We've got our mandolin out here. So word of caution, mandolins have a very sharp blade. If you're going to use one, be very careful. If your mandolin came with a guard, use it. I cannot find the guard to mine, but it'll be fine. So I'm gonna just slice these directly onto my sheet pan so that I can start spreading them out. I'm gonna slice them as I need them so they're not sitting here turning brown. Our sauce is almost hot. Cooking it down on low temp really help that cream cheese to just really blend in there and not curdle. So let's get these potatoes sliced. So I just did 6 potatoes, not positive how many I'm gonna need. I may need more, may need less, who knows. But we're just gonna get these, the recipe says to slice them 1/8 inch thick. And it says you want these in a real thin layer, single layer. Okay, let's see how that one potato did. We're just gonna get them, it says you want them barely touching in a real single layer. This should be interesting. Like I said, I've never done au gratin or scallop potatoes on a sheet pan before, so I'm excited to try this, and if this works, this could be a game changer, friends. All right, let's get another potato sliced. We might have to move to a cutting board. I'm just going to single layer. Just kind of fit potatoes in wherever you can find a spot for them. If you have some little pieces of potato that you can fit in some of these little areas where you don't really have anything sitting there. So it looks like it's going to take about 2 potatoes to do a layer. I've got some of these spots. I'm going to put just a little bit bigger potato in them. I think it'll be fine. Put that one right there. Okay, I think I'm going to do just a little bit more. All right, let's get our potatoes sliced. All right, so there's another potato. I'm just going to take some of these little pieces I still have a few little spots where I want to squeeze a little potato in. Try not to overlap them too much. Okay, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. We've got our pan with our potatoes in it. We're gonna go and put a little bit of our cheese on here. We've got our fontina, our flagship, and our double cream Gouda. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of, get a good layer of cheese on here. These are supposed to be au gratin potatoes, so they should have a good amount of cheese. You want cheese in every bite. I went ahead and turned my sauce off. I could hear it over there bubbling away, and I don't want it to curdle. Okay, I think that's probably going to be enough cheese. All right, let's do some more potatoes. I'm thinking that 6 potatoes was going to be just the right amount of potatoes for this, because I think we're going to do maybe 3 layers. We'll see. I think these are going to wind up being a little bit crispier too. I think they're going to have a little bit crispier texture on them. All right, so last of the potatoes, let's get this last layer put on here. And friends, I think I'm gonna save this last bit of the cheese because I've always found that if I put cheese on the top of my au gratin potatoes and then you put foil on top to bake them, the foil sticks and then you just end up losing a lot of your cheese. And since that's all the cheese that I have left from the cheese that I got at Trader Joe's, I would rather not waste it. So I'm gonna put that in a container and I'm gonna save it, and that's gonna get put on our potatoes tomorrow after I finish baking them. Then I will put that last bit of cheese on there so that we have a really gooey, cheesy layer on top of our potatoes. So that was exactly the right number of potatoes. I peeled 6 large russet potatoes, and that was exactly what we needed to get these potatoes to get 3 layers in our pan. So we've got our cream right here, and I tasted this and it's amazing, friends. It is so, so good. So we are going to spoon, and we are going to just carefully pour this sauce over these potatoes. Using a spoon just so I make sure that I get it spread out nicely. I love that this recipe does not have flour, because this could actually be done gluten-free. This would be something, a lot of times gluten-free people cannot have scalloped potatoes or au gratin potatoes because of the flour in the sauce. You have to make a roux. And because this does not have flour and it doesn't use a flour-based sauce, this could totally be used for your gluten-free friends and family to allow them to have something super tasty for your holiday meals. Okay, just kind of push the sauce around a little bit, use the back of my spoon just to kind of make sure that everything's got some sauce on it. And just like that, friends, there is our sheet pan au gratin potatoes. These are gonna bake, like I said, we're gonna put them in and bake them for probably about 20 to 25 minutes until the potatoes are just about fork tender. We'll pull them out and we will let these cool. They'll go in the refrigerator overnight so that they will stay fresh, and then we'll put them back in the oven when we get home from church tomorrow when we are ready to bake them. I'm excited to eat these, friends. These look amazing. All right, friends, I just pulled the au gratin potatoes out of the oven. Don't they look so good. I am so excited about this. This is a game changer as far as au gratin potatoes are concerned, even scallop potatoes. I'd never thought about doing them on a sheet pan. I saved this cheese for tomorrow. So when I come home from church, I'll take these out of the fridge, put the cheese on them. I'll throw them in the oven, let them finish reheating while the cheese melts. My ham will be in the Ninja, so that'll be done. Our broccoli salad's done, our bread is done. We'll be ready to go. It won't take very long once we get home from church to get up to our family's house and enjoy a delicious Easter dinner. So we'll see you guys tomorrow when the potatoes are done.
Everyone needs someone who cares.
All right, friends, happy Easter. So we just got home from church. I have my potatoes. I just pulled them out of the fridge. I was able to just kind of par cook them. They're not cooked all the way. They probably have about another, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes before they're done. So I think probably within 20 minutes, they should be fully heated and ready to go. I just thought this was a genius idea to do scalloped potato or au gratin potatoes, either one, on a sheet pan. So we're just gonna put these in our oven. Our oven is preheating to 350. I've got some foil. I had to stop and get foil because I was out. And so we just did a quick grocery pickup from Walmart on our way home from church. I love that I can do that on my way home. Just order my stuff in the morning and then we go right by there to come home anyway. So just swing and grab what I need for the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put some foil on top of these potatoes so that they can be heating up without getting too overdone. And we're just gonna let them slowly heat up. Our ham, I put it in the Ninja this morning before we left for church, and it is smelling amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these potatoes in the oven, let them be heating up. And I reserved this cheese. This is gonna go on them. I'm actually gonna take the foil off, turn the oven off, and just put the cheese on and let it sit so that it has a chance to melt without burning. And then we will just put some foil on it loosely and be able to take it up to family's house for Easter dinner. We've also got our beautiful carrot bread. We let this completely cool. We put this in Ziploc bag to keep it nice and fresh till we get up there. And I also ordered, while I was at Walmart when I did my grocery pickup this morning, I also grabbed a Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. That's gonna go with our bread. We're gonna serve that alongside it. So I'm just gonna put that in the bag so that it's ready to go. And I will bring my bread knife with me to do that. The other thing we have is we also have our broccoli salads that we had in the refrigerator. This is the one without bacon, and this is the one with bacon. So those are gonna go up there with the bread. That's gonna go in my bag. I decided last minute last night that I wanted to make a fruit salad. Everybody in our family loves fruit salad. This is a different fruit salad than I normally make. There's my oven, it's hot. Our potatoes are already in, so we don't need to worry about it. The only thing I need to add to this still is I grabbed some mandarin oranges because this is one thing I always put in it. And I also grabbed a fresh pineapple, and I think we're gonna put some of that in there as well. So I made you can tell it's kind of soaked up a little bit, but I made a little bit of a syrup. I will leave a recipe for you guys in the description box for this, but I'm gonna add some of this mandarin orange juice to it. Why not? What I have in here is the juice of one orange, the whole orange, we just put it in there, and a vanilla bean. It also has some honey and a little bit of water, but I'm going to add some of this orange juice to it just because as it sat here this morning while we were at church, it definitely absorbed it back into the orange. So I need to add a little bit more liquid to this. So we're going to add, I think that should be enough. I'm going to put this back on the stove just for a second and let it kind of come together again while I finish draining this and get some of these oranges put in our salad. I'm not going to use that whole spoon, and we can spoon out some of these mandarins and put them in our fruit salad. I love this fruit salad with this orange vanilla honey syrup that we make that goes on there. It just really gives the fruit a beautiful flavor. So we're just going to put just a couple more scoops of mandarin oranges on here. And then I am going to cut this pineapple up. I don't think I'm going to take the entire pineapple and put it in this fruit salad, but I am going to put a little bit. All right, I think that's enough of the oranges. Now let's cut up our pineapple and we can put some of that in our fruit.
Yeah, let's come together. We'll lift our hands up and pray. Lay all our love before him with all of our faith. He is the change within us. There is a light.
I think I'm only going to put about half of this pineapple in there. So we're just going to take the core out real quick. You know, the first time that I cut a pineapple, I was so intimidated. I was like, how in the world do you do this? But now I cut them all the time. When I was working at the sorority house, I cut them almost every single day. So it really just became an easy thing for me to do. So I like to have these in pretty small pieces just because everything else is pretty small and I don't think we need big, huge pieces of pineapple. My dogs just came in from outside, as you can hear. All right, I think that's going to be all the pineapple I'm going to put in. We'll save this other half of pineapple for dinner one day this week or lunch or something like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the pieces of orange. I'm going to pull out that vanilla bean and a couple of these big pieces of orange that I don't want in there. So this is what we're left with. And that black is just vanilla bean, friends. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the vanilla beans that are coming out of that big vanilla bean that we put in there. We want to get all that out because that is flavor. We don't want to miss any of that flavor. I'm just going to use my big spatula to kind of toss this fruit around in that syrup. And you see that it wasn't a ton of syrup, so you're not putting a whole lot of anything on this. It's just to kind of enhance the fruit a little bit. Just kind of gives it another dimension of flavor. I just love the look of it. I got some fresh mint, so we are going to take a few mint leaves and we're going to do what we call julienne with these. We want to make sure that we get pretty ones. Don't grab any of these ones that have specks on them because as you cut them, they're just going to continue to bruise and they're just not going to be very pretty in our salad. And I'm not going for a mint salad. I'm going for just a little bit of flavor from the mint leaves. So like I said, we're not putting a bunch in there. So what I do with these is you want to put these in a stack, single layer, just like this. And we're going to roll these like you're rolling a cigar. So you just take them and you roll them up like that. And we're going to be very careful how we cut these. We don't want to bruise them. So we're not trying to like mash them. We just want to be very, very light-handed with our knife, that we're not mashing it, we're not chopping it, because when we do that, that's when we bruise the leaves of the mint, and I don't want to bruise them. I just want them to be nice and beautiful. And I think we're going to just leave them sitting right up on top. I don't think we need to fold it in right now. This is just going to be some beautiful color on top of our fruit salad. And there is our Easter fruit salad ready to go. We've got our bread. We are just now waiting on our potatoes to fully heat up. All right, friends, I just pulled our potatoes out of the oven. They smell incredible. I can hear them bubbling. So we're gonna go ahead and put that extra cheese on there. We're gonna throw them back in there for about 5 minutes. Let that cheese melt. We're gonna pack up and head to dinner. So let's pull our foil off. And you can see these potatoes. Do these not look amazing? We've got a nice crispy edge around that one. So we've got all this cheese right here that we saved. Let's see. Yep, hot in the middle. That's what I was hoping for, was it'd be hot in the middle. All right, let's just take the rest of this cheese. I'm just gonna crumble this all over the top of these potatoes.
So let's come together, celebrate each other, stand united as one. We'll lift our hands up and pray, lay all our love before him with all of our faith.
But this was super, super easy. All right, there's the rest of our cheese on our potatoes. We're gonna put these in uncovered for about 5 minutes. All right, friends, I just pulled our potatoes out. These smell absolutely incredible. Cannot wait to get up to our family's house and have Easter dinner with them. We are so excited. We feel so blessed this year on this Easter that we've been able to share our love of cooking, our love of Jesus, our faith. We're so excited that we get to share all this with you guys. We hope that you guys have had an absolutely blessed Easter with your family. We are gonna go up and enjoy some family time today. Hope you guys are enjoying some family time yourself. We thank you. We're so appreciative of each one of you that you guys take time out of your day to spend time with us. Your time is valuable, and it means something to me that you guys take that little bit of time to watch our videos and to see what we're doing and to support our channel. It just means so much to me. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in my kitchen the last 2 days while we made lots of things. This was a two-parter because we had to finish things today before we head up to our family's house for Easter dinner with them. So I'm glad that you guys stuck around, hung on while we finished these potatoes this morning after we got home from church. We are going to go up there and have an incredible Easter dinner. We cannot wait to spend time with our family. And friends, if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button up there. We would love to have you a part of our YouTube family. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. Friends, if you have not yet, please share our channel. We are just doing amazing. I cannot believe the growth that our channel's had in just the short time we've been on YouTube. And I love it. All of the support that we get from you guys, it's all because of you guys that our channel has done so well. So friends, share these recipes with your friends, share the videos if you think it's something they would enjoy. And friends, have a blessed Easter. We'll talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great day. God bless.